Today it's a nice, peaceful, gentle makeup day. I think it's going to be fun. Welcome in, I'm Kimberly. This is Pretty Over 50, where we talk everything beauty, fitness, and lifestyle for the over 50 and over 60 woman. Oh my gosh, let's just have a nice, peaceful time today, do a little makeup. Maybe we should all take a deep breath and just relax into it. If you're new here, I hope you'll consider subscribing before you leave and make sure you click that notification bell so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. And if you want all the good stuff, you might want to sign up for my Sunday morning email newsletter. The link is in the description box down below. Every Sunday morning, I send out a very short, very sweet, but very fun email newsletter featuring all the cool things I found throughout the week, whether it might be a great sale that you might have missed, or a good recipe, or a funny piece of information. Anything I would share with you. We're out together having coffee. That's what goes in the Sunday morning email newsletter. It's super free, super fun, super easy to sign up. The link is in the description box down below. I think you're going to love it. Today I'm going to be doing a look with a particular makeup brand on my 68-year-old skin. And the brand is Ilia. The reason I want to focus on Ilia today is, first and foremost, this little blush. I have been using the heck out of this Ilia blush. This has been my daily blush that I've been using, and I really, really like it. The name of it is At Last, and I have just about gone through the whole thing. The reason I thought we would focus on Ilia today is because it's a very, very clean makeup line. As a matter of fact, I think their slogan is something like skincare that looks like makeup, something along those lines. And because we're all becoming a little bit more awake and aware and wanting to clean things up in our lives, including our makeup, I thought it would be fun to see what kind of look we could put together with this very, very clean makeup line. Now, I don't have everything in their line, but they have sent me a lot of PR, that's, public relations products that they send out to people like me, and we're going to go through these today. I do want to tell you that I did just order a new product that they had on their website, because I went and looked at the website this morning, and it is one of those face palettes, where all the colors are in one palette. The reason I ordered it, and Lord knows I don't need any more makeup, but the reason I ordered this one is because, first of all, it's super clean, which means I can just put it on and feel really comfortable about it. And secondly, it's the first full face palette that I've seen that I like all the colors. I think, all those colors are really good. So I went ahead and ordered it. Now, it says on the website that it's a limited time offer, and maybe they're just putting it out for the holidays, but I'll go ahead and show you a picture right here, and I'll have it listed down below if you want to take a look at it. The reason I really liked this one, and I spent the money to order it when I don't need any makeup, is I thought, oh my gosh, I could throw that in my bag and take it on a trip or something and have just about everything I need in there as far as face colorings. It doesn't have the foundation in there, but eyeshadow, bronzer, blush, highlighter. You could use the lip color in there. That's for the cheeks. It's for cheeks and lips. So it looks really, really complete. You can go over and check it out if you want to take a look at it. So I'm going to go ahead and put a look together today with what I have from Ilia. I don't have everything, and I'm not sure if I'm going to supplement or not, because I want to make sure that we see what the Ilia looks like. However, one thing that I do have that's not a makeup is the Ilia Base Face Milk. This is a moisturizer, and when I was on the website this morning checking things out, this is on the bestseller list, and I can see why. I just used it this morning as my moisturizer. I hadn't used it before. It actually has a really, really lovely, lovely consistency. It's very, almost watery, but extremely hydrating. You can see how it just ran down my arm there, but it's very, very light and very, very pretty. And I want to point something out. I don't have anything on my skin right now but skincare, and I finished up with this base milk, and look at the pretty finish on my skin. I would be more than happy to go out, with no makeup on and this as my moisturizer because it has a really pretty glow to it. Now, I put on my skincare. It's been sitting down and absorbing in for about 25 minutes. So I think that pretty little glow is going to stay. So far I can say that this base milk probably looks like a pretty good product. They're very, very nutrient rich, these products from Ilia. So all the good stuff, and you can look at it over on the website. They have like niacinamide and hyaluronic acid and all the good stuff that we want in our skincare. They've just added coloring in it. So it's a skincare and a makeup product all in one. The next thing I want to point out, and I have not used these at all, so we're going to be learning together, is these face sticks. Now this is a complexion product in a stick. So you can see it right here. It's just a stick face product. Here's my question. I'm an older woman. I don't know how a stick is going to work on my skin. I don't know if it's going to dry my skin out or how that's going to work. So what we're going to do today is we're going to use one of these sticks, and then I also have their serum skin tint right here. The skin tint is on the bestseller page. I don't remember if this complexion stick was on the bestseller page or not, but what I thought I would do is use the complexion stick for like underneath my eyes and, covering up a little of the doodads, almost like a concealer. That's how I'm going to use it today. And then I'll go ahead and put the skin tint on top of that. They do have a concealer on the website. I don't have the concealer here, so we're going to use one of these little skin sticks or complexion sticks instead. I have two colors of the complexion sticks. This is 7 Warm. I think the name is called Popular. And then right next to it, I'm going to put the other one, which is 5C Pine. And I'll kind of decide which one I'm going to use. So you can see the two colors. This is a little bit cooler. This is a little bit warmer. I'm going to go ahead and go with the cooler color. And I'm going to use that as kind of, again, as a concealer. Again, I don't know how this is going to go on my more mature skin, but we're going to find out. So I'm just going to put a little underneath my eye here, and my nose gets a little red, and down on my chin where my vein pops out right there, right on the front of the cheeks. And then I'm going to go ahead and put a little on my eyelids because I'm older, clearly. I get doodads on my eyelids now. So I'm going to go ahead and put some up there, and we'll see how this works. So I'm going to just take my finger and start patting that in. And the whole concept here is that the warmth of your finger together with the warmth of your skin helps it blend in. I just don't know if this is going to be too dry for a mature complexion. My skin is normal. It's not really dry. I do have some oily areas down the center of my face. I had very, very oily skin as a younger girl, and it's still there a little bit. Okay, that complexion stick has melted into my skin. I took my mirror and I looked close up just a few seconds ago. I cut that part out. And it doesn't sit on top of my skin looking heavy or cakey. I don't know how the serum tint going over the top of this is going to affect that. I'm not sure how much it really covered, although, that vein right there does look a little bit less noticeable. I'm not sure about underneath my eyes. What do you guys think? It did do an okay job on my lids to, cover up those little doodads. So I'm going to go ahead and go in with the skin tint now. This has niacinamide, squalane, and hyaluronic acid. The ingredients in this product line is really, really beautiful. So let me see what the color is. It says Bomb Bomb. On the bottom, I don't know if that means anything, but it did say shake vigorously. So we're going to go ahead and shake this vigorously before we put it on. Okay, so it has a dropper right here. I put a little bit on the back of my hand. I like this color a lot. You can see it right there. Whoa, it's really hydrating. Feels good. And I like the fact that it has so many wonderful ingredients in it. I'm going to go ahead and put just a little bit more on the back of my hand. It feels really silky, which I love. I'll tell you, that feels so good. It feels like skincare. So they were right to say this is makeup that feels like skincare. So I'm going to take my damp sponge and just press things in. So here's what the foundation looks like. What do you guys think? I can tell you, I think it looks really pretty. I'm not sure that it's the most covering of a foundation, but you could get the concealer that they have in the line, put that on underneath, and then put this over it. I think it's really pretty. It feels fabulous on the skin. And I guess there's something that makes me feel really good about all the ingredients in this particular product line. So that's the foundation. Pretty. I like it a lot. How about you? Now I'm going to go into the bronzer. They do have bronzer sticks, cream bronzers on the website. I don't have one. This is a powder bronzer, but I think it's going to be okay because I used that Skin Milk and this foundation underneath it. So I'm pretty happy with this right now as far as feeling like it's going to sink in nicely. The color of this is called Drawn In. It's a pretty light bronzer, but I'm a pretty light person. So it should be fine. I just love bronzer. It does so much for the face, creating planes and shadows and everything. It's just gorgeous. I just love it. Isn't that pretty? I'm such a bronzer girl. I don't have any eyeshadow from the Ilia line, although they do carry it on the website. So I'm going to go ahead and use this for my eyeshadow today. What I'm going to do is just take my big fluffy, this is the Angie Hot and Flashy 503 brush. You'd think I would remember the number of this brush. I have used it for so long. This is almost the only brush that I use now. This is a real winner. So I'm going to go ahead and use this bronzer as my eyeshadow today. So I'm going to take that eyeshadow brush, dip it into the bronzer, and I'm going to start right up here in that kind of crease area, right underneath the brow bone, and very, very lightly apply this bronzer. Now, one thing I want to point out as I'm doing this is my grip on this brush is so light. I am almost just holding it in place. I'm not putting any pressure on my skin because that skin is very loose. And if I start putting pressure on it, it's going to move that skin, and that shadow, or in this case, the bronzer, is going to skip over my skin. So I am using the lightest hand with this bronzer, and that's going to help it go on very, very smoothly. If I was to press down and then pull my skin, it's just not going to work very well, and it's going to be a real nightmare to blend in. So I find that a super light hand is what's needed with a little older eyelids. So same thing here. I'm going to start right under that brow bone, because where you put your brush first is where the most product is going to go. So here's how the bronzer looks as an eyeshadow. I think it looks really pretty. One of the benefits of using a bronzer or a blush even for other color areas on your face is it really creates a very, very cohesive look on your face. In other words, nothing's jarring, everything just sort of melts in and looks very, very blended together. Now it's time for blush, and like I said, I've been using this Ilia blush at last. Down to the point it's almost empty. So I thought we would go ahead and use a different color today. I have two other colors that they have sent me. Let's go ahead and take a look at it. This is Ladybird. Ooh, this is going to be the winner, I think, for today. So this is Ladybird. And the other one is, hang on, I need my glasses. This one is called Tenderly. I used my glasses, I cheated. Oh, and this is pretty too. But I think the first one is going to be a better choice for today. So this is Ladybird right here, and this is Tenderly. One thing I can say about Ilia is they've got a really good colorist in their department because their colors are very, very beautiful. So I'm going to take my blush brush and the cream blush right here and just get a little on my brush and put that in the upstairs area of my cheeks. I really do love their blushes. They're so pretty. Look at how glowy my skin looks. I just think when you're a little bit older, having a nice subtle glow on your face is really pretty. Makes your skin look so much more youthful and hydrated. Okay, so there's the blush. Nice and pretty and subtle. And then I'm going to show you a little trick with what's left over on your brush. Just touch the very top of your nose. And it's so subtle, but your eye picks up that clue that you've got a little bit of sun on your nose. It just looks more youthful that way. Kind of cute, huh? Now I'm going to take a smaller brush. This is a little bit stiffer bristles. Which one is this? This is the 504, and I'm going to get a little bit on that brush, and I'm going to take it and just add a little bit to that area of my eyelid, right there in the crease. And that's going to be really subtle, but it's going to add just a little bit of emphasis in that area. Now I'm going to take that big fluffy 503 brush again, and I'm just going to really lightly run it over that area, blend that blush in, and soften up that edge of where I put the bronzer and then the blush. So pretty eye look, and look at how well it just coordinates with the rest of the face. It really is a nice, easy way to put together a very flattering look. Now we're going to jump into the eye, so I'm just going to start with curling my lashes. This is the Refer eyelash curler, the best eyelash curler on the planet. That's my opinion for sure. I'm going to tight line real quickly. This is not an Ilia product, but I don't have any pencils from them. So this is just the Maybelline liner I've been using for a while. And I'm just going to put that right at the base of my lashes. So the goal is really like, think about filling in between every single lash. And look at the difference when you tight line. Look at the difference here and the difference there. It's just filling in the base of that lash line really does make a difference. I'm not going to use any eyelash primer today. I generally always use the L'Oreal Lash Base Primer because it's just really, really good. But I want to see what this looks like on its own. Haven't used this at all. Let's see what it is. Okay, it has rubber bristles and it's a straight wand right here. Here's the mascara. I think it went on really, really nicely. One of the components of this makeup line, it appears to me, is just a really, really natural look. In other words, a little bit of pretty color on your skin, but not a whole lot of makeup. The mascara went on very, very smoothly. It's not clumpy at all. I think it's nice and lengthening. It's not going to make fatter lashes, I don't think, on its own, but you definitely could use an eyelash primer if that's what you're looking for. So I think the mascara is a good find. So I'm going to go ahead and use this same blush for my lips. And I'm not going to use a lip liner today because I want to see exactly just what this looks like. So here's the ladybird on the lips. Here we have the finished look. Okay, you guys, I don't think this has ever happened before. I'm not kidding you. I liked every single thing in this line. That does not happen ever, ever. I really, really do. So let's go through everything and I'll tell you the pros and cons. I don't think there's going to be very many cons. The first of all, this skin milk, I'm a fan. And I'm a fan because of how pretty the skin looks after it's absorbed in. That's a big deal for me because I don't wear makeup very often. I really don't. Maybe once, maybe twice a week. I'm usually going out of the house all week long with just my skincare on. I am just a little too lazy to do makeup all the time anymore. And I love the fact that I can put this on my skin. It's going to be very nutrient dense, very hydrating, and it's going to make my skin look really, really pretty. So a big, big fan of this one. If you end up getting it, you're going to really, really love the consistency of it. It feels delicious. It really does. Now these face sticks, I like like them very much. As a matter of fact, they sort of remind me of the face pencils from Jones Road in the fact that they do cover, they do blend into the skin, they melt in, they don't sit on top of your skin, and they're super, super easy. There's something really cool about just sitting down, popping a top off, and then, coloring around your face that I think is very handy. If you like this type of product, I can tell you my experience today was really, really good. I think it's a good product, and I think you get a lot in here. So it's a good buy as well. Now, this serum tint, so it's called Super Serum Skin Tint, SPF 40, again, niacinamide, squalane, and hyaluronic acid. I'm not kidding you. I think this is the first skin tint that I really, really like. I just really haven't liked very many of them. It's like, what's the point? Is always my feeling when I end up using them. But I think this worked. It's not that it covers really heavily, but it covers prettily, and it gives a nice even look to the complexion. And look at how nice and glowy my skin looks. I didn't use any highlighter today because I don't have a highlighter from this line, although they do have them. But this probably is the first skin tint that I've thought, yeah, that's good. That's really, really good. So a big fan of this one. Now the bronzer, even though this is a powder, I am happy with it. I think this color is very pretty. I think it was nice that it multi-purposed from contouring my face to my eyeshadow, dupe in there or eyeshadow fill in. I think it's really pretty and it blended in beautifully. Now, if I was to pick from the whole Ilia line, I probably wouldn't pick a powder bronzer just because I'm using mostly cream products now. I would probably pick a cream bronzer. But if you're more of a powder bronzer girl, I love this. This is so weird. I never like everything in a line. So that's the bronzer. These little blush sticks, I am a huge fan. I have used the heck out of this one. This is my daily go-to right here, but I just love the colors and I love the consistency of these blushes. And look at how pretty that looks on the lips. No lip liner or anything, and it feels really hydrating. So again, love this. And last, the mascara, surprisingly, I like this a lot. It didn't clump. It lengthened my lashes. It looks very natural. In other words, it's not those heavy, clumpy lash look. It's very, very wispy lashes. So like this as well. Now, as you look at this finished makeup look, keep in mind, I did not use a highlighter, and I'm generally a huge highlighter girl, but my skin looks glowy and hydrated. And I also did not use a powder. So I didn't set my under eyes. I didn't set my forehead and my chin, which I usually do. Now, Ilia does have powders. I just didn't have one, and I didn't want to use another powder. I wanted to use as much of the Ilia line as I could. So those are things that you could add to your look if you decided to work with the Ilia product line. My takeaway from this is I love this line. I love this line. That is rare for me. Generally, I'll like one or twosies there or this, but not that. Everything in this line I have really, really loved, and I'm excited about my face palette that's going to be coming soon. I've never had or tried a face palette where I liked every single color. The one that I ordered it in medium. From what I can see on the internet, I loved every color. When it comes in, I'll go ahead and do a makeup look with it, and we'll see if, what I see is applicable in actuality and application. So here's the Ilia look. I'm a huge fan. If I wasn't a makeup reviewer or a skincare reviewer, I might just decide I'm getting Ilia from here on out because it's easy. It's easy. It's super clean. I don't think you're going to find a cleaner line of makeup out there. And the products work really good. So thank you, Ilia. Good job. All right. I hope you found this video fun, useful, and helpful. If you did, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. You guys know it just tickles me when you take a few minutes out of your day to spend it with me. I appreciate that, and I appreciate you. Again, I'm Kimberly. This is Pretty Over 50, where we talk everything beauty, fitness, and lifestyle for the over 50 woman. Make it a great day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye now.